And welcome back, everybody, to the last game of the evening here for Minor League Esports. We've got one more threes match, but this time it's going to be down in the Foundation League. And this is one of my personal favorite leagues, one of the most fun to cast because you never quite know what's going to happen. My name is Sleegy, and joined with me for the final game of the evening is none other than Foof. And Foof, we've got a treat on our hands here as the Hive looking to face off against the Aviators.
Well, the Aviators are coming in. They're obviously feeling good, just like I'm feeling good. Got my Aviators on, Sleegy, so hoping for some fun gameplay here tonight. You said it, Foundation League. These guys are going to be so fun to watch. I am so thoroughly excited. So we're going to get loaded in here very shortly. The pace is going to slow down a little bit, and the decision-making will be a little bit different, which is one of my favorite reasons to watch this, because you get to watch people get better as the season progresses, and you get to see them take strides further and further, which is just so awesome in a league like this.
Yeah, no, it really is. And, you know, for those of you who don't know, Foundation League, our lowest level of play that we offer here in Minor League Esports, it features players of Diamond 1 and below right around. That's about as close as we get towards the MMR. We have a little bit of our own system on the back end to place players, but roughly speaking, about Diamond 1 and below. So, you know, it's not going to be any crazy flip resets. It's not going to be any super amazing ground pinch double touch off the backboards, but what you are going to see is a bunch of players who have been really grinding to try and improve their game and are looking to try and get their season off to a great start here.
Well, Sleegy, I wish I had known something about a league like this when I was coming up through the ranks, because I love the fact that I can get into a Scrimbot. It was a rough adjustment for me, but I have so much fun on it now. I love the fact that I can pop on whenever I want to play and find like-minded people to just grind games out with. If I had that asset when I was coming up originally when I started playing, I think I would have played so much more and I would have found a lot more people faster. So I really just implore anybody who's watching who isn't in MLE to give this a shot. This is amazing, and even if you're not high in talent, I say talent, you're not high in elo ranked, it doesn't matter. You're going to find people who want to play and that want to play with you, and you're going to have such a good time here. And these guys are loaded in. They're ready to have a good time, Sleegy. I know you are.
Yeah, I am ready to just get this off and rolling. Last game of the evening, not last game of the weekend. Don't forget, we will be back here tomorrow at the same time. But last game of the evening, and we're going to get things already underway between the Aviators in the gray and the Hive in yellow. And it starts already with some Aviators pressure towards the back end. Be over towards right side. Ooh, blue mage Mikey almost able to get one through. Jacob looking to kill it over to the right side. It's another sit downfield. It's a wide open net, and the Aviators going to be on the board first.
Mikey had a chance there, knocking, but Jacob turns around and just finds enough behind that lackluster defense, and the Hive unable to stop that, and the Aviators hop out one early.
Yeah, an excellent start to the game here, and as some of you may have noticed as well, playing on a Rivals field, not one that's normally seen too often, but a new feature to MLE this season is the home teams can request their own map rotation, and trust you me, the Hive have picked an interesting set of maps for us to play on here this evening.
Well, they've favored a couple of maps, and I don't want to spoil the surprise, but we're going to have a very nice-looking field here and a very interesting-looking field next game. But Chief and company right now, coming on their own and have a one-goal lead, just kind of playing around here with this ball. That dominance low on boost. Novanta throwing it off, looking down. Mikey able to looking for a teammate here. Jacob now, the pressure starting to amount here. The Aviators 1-on-2. Novanta, you got to be careful throwing it back at your own goal, friend.
Oh. That one almost a pinch in, but it was just a bit high and to the right. That one played on the side wall. Jacob with the touch, looking for another one towards the back end. There'll be a miss on the back side. It'll be out towards mid again. Cut in by Magic. Or Mage Mikey, I should say. As it comes back in for Novanta towards the back wall, looking for the follow-up, but he can't quite find that touch. It'll be one-hand Medic. Looking to take back control, gets one touch, needs one more, almost a dunk, but Chief able to find the save.
Just enough there with that long dominance. Got it with that spoiler. Playing a spoiler to the Hive right now is Mikey getting a solid 50 there. The Aviators back on defense. They had that one early goal, but it has been all Hive since then. unable to capitalize on those mistakes. Jacob trying to find a shot there, but not finding it. Mikey, soft touch there, a double commit, but a big 50 Chief, a little bit too overzealous. He can't get to it this time. Novanta collects the tire.
Yeah, and that's just a big clear downfield. Mage Mikey playing it into Novanta, who just had the read, and Novanta had to score that goal. And so now a 1-all on the scoreline. Hive drawing themselves back level as they're looking to try and take this game one. They chose this map for a reason. I think it's probably because they played on it a lot.
Well, Novanta throwing it mid, trying to find one hand a little bit too overzealous. The pinch play coming out. Jacob has to get up, one hand throwing it back down. Chief denying it this time. Thankfully, the ball slowing down, but it's still in a dangerous spot for the Aviators. Hospital now throwing it around. Chief not able to get there. Jacob throwing it midfield. You got to be careful here as one-head medic pushes it up high, but loses it in the corner. Novanta collecting it there, looking for Hospital. Down, but not in.
Back out in the midfield, one-hand medic, that's an easy shot over. Should have been saved, but it wasn't. And one-hand medic, just like that, gonna give the Hive the lead.
Well, just a good read, understanding Mikey just a little bit too overzealous in the corner, finding it and then burying it near post. A good job, and the Hive hop out by one.
This kickoff, very favorable for the Hive as it comes off the back wall. Blue Mage Mikey able to play it across. It'll be a miss. Picked up by Jacob. Looking for the flick, but unable to get a lot of height on it. It'll be Mage Mikey back over top as Chief looking for the follow through as it now comes over to the right side. Novanta cross mid. Be back to Jacob into Chief. A look to put it farther downfield, but it's one-hand medic trying to maintain this control. Chief up in the air. It'll be a little bit of a send downfield off the sidewall again. 50 with Hospital ball. She'll now place it over to the right side. Be looking for a follow-up, but that's not quite there either. Jacob able to find that save.
Standing tall when it matters here. Mikey and company trying to find that quick change, but with these long arching clears, with a third player being back for both sides, they're just kind of trading possessions right now. You want to see either one of these teams just kind of hold the ball a little bit, get it past one like Chief does there, but losing that ball there means they don't get that good offensive play. So Novanta, careful throwing it back again. That's the second time and went back towards their own net. Big Mikey, but a big save from Hospital ball. Jacob soft touchdown, and they will find that tire with just over a minute left.
Yeah, and that's going to tie things back up. Novanta was looking to try and put it downfield, but instead he puts it into the waiting hands of Jacob, who's able to push it through and in. 63 seconds left to go and a tie ball game. And Booth, you can feel both sides really want to get a victory here in game number one.
I can feel both of them leaning forward, and leaning far enough is Chief, but he can't get it to fall there. Jacob in the corner trying to collect this for the Aviators now. Slow play with the Fennec colliding there. Mikey's beat Novanta, looking up ahead to Medic. Medic going for the demo, but not able to find it this time. Chief doing just enough to keep that ball in the air. Jacob playing up, bouncing it off the sidewall, trying to find a read there, but can't do it. But he can stay on it here. Novanta throwing it back out. Ball just kind of stagnating in midfield right now. A good collection of boosts. Nice timing there by Medic. A nice flip, stays on it, trying to beat Jacob. Beats one, but cannot beat two.
Well, this one back over to the side wall again, off the corner. Hospital ball. She'll try and play it across. They'll be back into the corner again, cleared away by one-hand Medic. Side wall again now, coming back down and around. Novanta with the miss. Hospital ball, looking for the clear downfield. It'll be Chief towards the back end, looking for the follow-up. Novanta able to get back around. One-hand Medic. Side wall again.
Mike.
It'll be a follow-through from Novanta. Can he get the follow-up? No, he can't, but Hospital ball will. Will be towards the back wall, hits the ground, and we've got overtime in game number one.
Well, OT here to start off the Foundation League, and a good showing from both of these squads right now. One hand throwing it. It's up to Chief here to get a big save, and does. That Dominus doing work right now on that back end. Mikey, the soft touch. Hospital ball can't get there. Mikey, ice in his veins, puts the dagger in the Hive, and they take game one.
Take game done. 11 seconds into overtime. And it's Hospital ball. She just wasn't quite able to get the clear away. And the Aviators taking game one, and a close one at that. I mean, my goodness, it was back and forth pretty much all the way through.
Back and forth it was, but just enough from the Aviators. They kept it close. They were able to find a way in the end there, Sleegy. Hospital doing a good job on that back end. 2 big assists and the timely save that kept the Hive alive, just unable to get far enough back. They got caught just a hair too far.
Yeah, just a hair too far, but we'll see what we can do coming into this game number 2 for the Hive. As I mean, they really came back after going down initially, but the Aviators able to bounce back enough to take that game number 1. So it's still, though, pretty early on in the series. Obviously, going into overtime means that both of these squads playing it around the same level right now. But I think all the Hive need to do is just focus on making sure their rotations are exactly where they need to be.
They just need to communicate a little bit more, and there was a couple errant touches that were not taken advantage of by the Aviators, so need to be careful and kind of eliminate those if they can as we get loaded into the new stadium, Sleegy. Farmstead's coming up. I'm excited. Gonna get a little bit of mud on the tires here, man. And so the Hive trying to bounce back. Just a good job by the Aviators to close out when they need to. Like you said, just shoring it up. That will be the name of the game here.
Yeah. Aviators coming in here. They're going to have to get their hands dirty if they want to keep this lead rolling. As the Hive looking to try and bounce things back as we get set to go with game number 2. We'll be over to the left side. Chief played it across. Novanto with the clear downfield, but Jacob able to pick it up at mid. Now back right. Over cross again, and that's not going to be a pickup, and already a bit of a strong start here for the Hive.
Well, it was a very good opportunity for the Hive. They had a couple players on only one, but unable to capitalize with the pressure. Very good for them. The demo's coming through. Novanto trying to flip the field here. Mikey putting it back on. The game winner very fresh on their minds, but not able to get a go-ahead goal here. Chief trying to flip the field, but a good dunk there. It's up to Jacob to stop this offense. Get a little bit of their own here. The Aviators kind of stalled at midfield.
Well, this towards the back wall. It'll be Hospital. She looks to play it forward. Into the corner again, down to the side wall. Novanto unable to find the touch. He will grab that boost on his way back around, though. Is this one coming out into center field? Novanto able to find that 50 over left. Be falling down. He backs off. Chief trying to wait for it. Finally, Jacob bailing him out. It'll be off the back wall again. Hospital, she gets the 50, but it's not on target, and it's not quite enough.
Not enough at the end of the time. Jacob, though, got it past Novanto, but both of them expected the other to touch the ball there, I think. Now it's up to Mikey here, putting it off the wall, off the ceiling now, bouncing around. A little bit of hard read for Medic. Jacob's up, so is Mikey. The ball comes through. Chief doesn't want to commit. He's driving in circles to midfield. Now he's got enough. Now he feels comfortable, but he can't get it a little bit too late there. One-hand Medic throwing it up high, trying to find somebody, but the only one there is Mikey. No, I think it's going to be up to Chief here to get the save.
Well, it's back downfield again as it comes out into the corner. One-handed Medic is looking to try and follow this one up. It'll be out in front. Blue-Bay's Mikey down to the left side. Chief with control. Gets one. Across Novanto. Towards the net, but it's not on target. Hospital ball's up. She can't get it. Novanto will finally find a touch to play it away. And Hospital ball will play it back downfield as a really strong opportunity for a score, just unable to be capitalized on.
Unable to be capitalized on, indeed. There were a couple opportunities there. The Aviators swarming around that ball. You would have thought it was the Hive on that end, but they did just enough here. Chief now up at midfield. No, the fake. Jacob putting it on. That's dropping down dangerously far down. No. Up again is Jacob. Novanto and one-hand Medic have to get up, and they do get just enough to flip the field. A pass to Novanto. No, it's Hospital. One soft touch here, trying to find it off to the left, but the Aviators stand tall in their own end.
Well, this one, again, over top. Chief was looking to play it away. Hospital ball drops it. It'll be Chief up in the air, looking for a follow-through. Drop down
Chief.
And in. Chief able to get the lead for the Aviators.
You know, you can't fade away in Rocket League, but that's what that one felt like. Just that soft touch, backing up, flipping away, and going is Chief to put that 1-0 lead for the Aviators.
Let's look and see what the Hive can do to try and bounce back from this. As it comes over to the right side, Chief with a miss. Will be off the back wall again. Hospital ball staying with it. Chief finally able to get control and clear the zone. It'll be off the ceiling, back down. Novanta up in the air. Looks to try and play it farther downfield. Hospital ball towards the back. You see a midfield pressure again coming through from the Hive. They're looking to make these holes downfield, try and catch the Aviators off guard, but a bit of a mistouch there from Hospital ball. Forces one-hand medic into an awkward spot. A miss coming through from Jacob. Chief looking for the follow-up, but Hospital ball, she's able to get in front and get it back downfield.
Novanta trying to kick something there in the corner, but Mikey denying it now. Mikey trying to find a put-away goal here with just a minute and 15 seconds left to extend that lead, but Hospital doing enough. She's doing such a good job on that corner. They're denying those opportunities when they can. Novanta and a pinch there coming out. Chief has to get back. He won't. Novanta and Hospital, you gotta be kidding me.
Novanta from downtown, able to get it all the way into the back of the net. Catches the Aviators scrambling to get in formation, but they can't get back defensively. And 63 seconds to go. We've got another tie game.
We need to be careful. They might break the tie, but that kickoff rolls a little bit too far here. A team bump, though. One-hand medic trying to find the pressure here, but Chief thankfully surviving this one now. The Dominus has it on it. I thought he was going to lose it there. Now he has one more to beat. A good job by one-hand medic to get back and deny it. The Aviators playing a little bit more defensively. Who's the ball? Has an ear post. Novanta, the fakes, finishes it. Novanta puts the Hive up by one.
And it looked like a couple of misses at first out in front for the Hive. Hospital had a wide open shot, but then Novanta's able to come through, gets a pinch off the defender, and sends it into that right side. And the Hive suddenly surge into the lead as they try and reassert their dominance here in this game and get the series back level.
Sleeky, fakes, not mistakes, right?
Fakes, not mistakes, absolutely.
Well, it's going to be up to Hospital and company. They got to find something here just to control the Aviators and not allow the pressure, but the ball bouncing towards the Hive side. Novanta caught out. Magic, Mikey, Mage, Mikey, you got to be kidding me. It got me too, Sleeky. But a great job there. Mikey has done what the Aviators need him to do. When it matters, he will find a way to score.
Yeah, just a great play down through the right side from Jacob, and then Mage Mikey to finish it off. Gets the hit off the back side. Now Hospital ball over to the left. It'll be Jacob off the sidewall. One-hand medic towards the net. It'll be played away by Blue Magic. Novanta towards the corner, looking for a follow-up. He does get the boost. We'll be straight back down again. Chief looking for the clear way. And that's not gonna happen. OT in game number 2. It's our second overtime in a row here, Foo.
These teams are very evenly matched, so very good week one. Just kind of feeler for both of these squads, so hopefully they're going to continue to be close in the rankings, so these guys can maybe look for some scrims down the road. But right now, good showings from everyone on the pitch right now, as Chief looking to find someone there, but the only thing he sees is Hive just swarming to the ball in front of their net. Jacob has to stop it. Who's for the ball? Open net, walks it in and takes game 2.
Yeah, that's a great play coming in from Hospital ball. As Jacob with the miss, she's able to keep it down low and underneath. And the Aviators, after a game 1 OT, lose the second. And now the series going to be tied up at 1 going into game 3 here, Foof.
Well, overtime is a cruel mistress, Sleegy. Sometimes she's with you, and sometimes she's against you. Some teams feel like they are the overtime kings, and some feel like they're the overtime chumps. Some hate to see it, some love to see it. The Aviators got game 1, like you said, but then the Hive able to outlast, outmaneuver, and then finally outscore. They take game 2.
Yeah. Take game 2, and we're going to get a bit of a surfer reset here. Make sure the ping is good for all the players going into this critical game 3, because whoever walks away with this one is going to be up on series point for the series as a whole. But, you got to give credit to the Hive. They've been working really well together, especially when trying to find those open spaces. And now, back level again, it alleviates a little bit of that pressure. They're not having to face a reverse sweep situation. They've got to keep their pedal to the metal and figure out a way to keep this strategy working.
I think the important thing is we're going to go back to what you said. Between game 1 and game 2, it's going to be shoring up those mistakes, finding ways in rotations to either force errors, sure up errors, or find ways to get people on the ball, because that has been the issue for both of these squads, is they'll have a chance, they'll have an opportunity, and then they won't be able to finish.
Yeah. That's going to be the critical factor here. But going into game number 3, you got to remember, even though it is played all 5, it's still important to take as many as you can. And the series wins do matter. They're one of the tiebreakers. So, being able to get things under your control and really set and ready is going to be important as you move around the rest of the season. It affects your standings. It affects how your playoff picture works, especially in these important division matches.
Very much so. You get to play these guys twice, and it's important to get a early feel on them. Not only wins are important, but to get a feel on them and judge that competition and what do you need to do differently maybe when you see them later down the road. And so you already said it's important, but I don't want to put too much on it, but I want to say it's monumental because I personally, when I get to play the Puffins or the Blizzard or the Foxes early on in the season, I like to run at them and just kind of test my mettle and see what we have. And so I think that's what both of these guys are doing.
Yeah, I think so as well, but it looks like we're getting ready to head into game number 3. New server, new ping, and a new set of zeros on that scoreline as we got a fresh 5 minutes of Rocket League ahead of us. And it begins now with a kickoff in favor of the Aviators. Chief unable to get cut around it in time. It'll be Hospital ball over to the left side. This one comes around up and off that left corner. It'll be Jacob. Looking for the follow-up, one-handed medic. Be Chief. Back to one-hand medic on the backboard. Chief was looking for the angle, but not quite able to get that one off.
Like I said, looking for the angle. Had the protractor out, but not all the way zoomed in. Chief putting off a sidewall, looking for a teammate. Jacob putting it back over there. I like the 1-2, trying to connect here. Ball bouncing in the middle. Chief a little bit to ourselves. Hospital ball able to get to it in time, though, denying what looked like a sure opportunity for the Aviators to hop ahead early.
This one again going to be taken by one-hand medic. As it comes back down to Hospital with a great 50-50. It's still out in front. Jacob finally finding the clear. As it comes over to his left side, Hospital unable to find the touch. She can't get the follow-up either. It'll be Novanta. It's got cleared over to the right side. At 50, not quite able to make its way around. Opportunity for Jacob. Can he get the turn? Yes, he can.
You know what, Sleegy? 50s are important, but they are huge on your own goal line. Jacob forcing the issue and then staying with the wherewithal, able to push that Finnick into the goal. A beautiful job from that Aviator player.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. And so now, 3:47 on the board. Aviators able to take their lead. We'll see if they can hold on to it. The Hive have been rather tenacious this series. It'll come back out into midfield. Chief playing it over. Is this one? Into the corner. Blue Mage Mikey. Ooh, just enough of that one to keep Hospital ball from being able to score. It's Novant over on the right side. Chief playing it down. One-hand medic towards the back wall. As again it plays cross. And a bump coming through Novanta. Getting a good bump. It comes back to Hospital ball. Can she get it around towards net? It's a great 50 from Jacob, and it comes back over on the right side.
Well, the opportunity has arisen, and Novanta with a chance there. The Hive doing a good job of controlling the ball at midfield, trying to control the boost and control the pace of this game. But Chief has a near post. There's nobody home. The Aviators jump out by 2.
Yeah, and this is just another great play over to that left side. Chief with the flick over top. No one back in goal to be able to defend that play. And so now it's a 2-0 lead in favor of the Aviators. With 3 minutes to go, still plenty of time, but the Hive going to be sweating a little bit.
Well, sweating very much, though, because Jacob coming back on the attack again. The Aviators just bombarding this backboard right now. Now it's up to Chief, the soft touch there, finding it over 1. He's going to put it just under the crossbar.
And that is another great play. I mean, just a mistouch there from Novanta, but Chief with the speed to be able to follow it up. It's just underneath the bar. Novanta not able to get cut back around in time. And so, unfortunately, the play away leading directly to a goal, a 3-0 lead now, and things are getting a little out of control here as the Aviators just soaring into a lead.
They are flying ahead beautifully right now. They are firmly on course towards a series lead right now as Chief winning the 50 there. It's up to one-hand medic, a soft touch there, throwing it past, but Jacob denies it. Now it's up to Mikey here, trying to look for a teammate, but the only one there is Hospital ball. But a big demo from Jacob denies anything from it. One-hand medic putting it in the corner that just Hive are trying to find some way to push back in. A nice touchdown. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, you've got to be kidding me. It's right indeed. Hospital ball gets an absolutely phenomenal shot into the top right. She bangs it in, and that's going to get the Hive back within 2.
That's very important because it's always that first goal, Sleeky. As soon as you knock down that door, they will open up, and you feel better about it. So the Hive have done what seemingly could be impossible for them at this point. So now they only have to do it 2 more times, but they have to worry about that first goal. Novanta and company just trying to play this defensive back magic. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Blue Mage Mikey trying to find something there on the sidewall. Big time save there, stalls it.
Yeah, big time save. Hospital looking to try and make it back around. It'll be over to the left side. Off the wall into the corner from Novanta. Chief, dangerous spot there. Actually very fortunate that Blue Mage Mikey able to get cut around on that one. Will be towards the back wall. Novanta back to Hospital out in front, but one-hand medic back on his own end. Gonna get beat. Novanta gonna get beat. And it's the Aviators increasing their lead to 3.
You know what? Usually Aviators like to get in the sky, but he kept it low, stayed underneath both of them, and then drops it beautifully. Beats 1, not only beats, but 2. Beautiful job by the Aviators to get up by 3 again.
Well, now, 1:23 to go. Things looking not too great here for the Hive in the 3rd match. This one cleared away from Blue Mage Mikey. Hospital ball towards the back end. It'll be cleared away from Jacob off the top of Chief. Jacob again looking to try and follow that one through. It'll be Chief off the side wall in towards mid. Novanta downfield. A miss from Blue Mage Mikey. Novanta gets one pick up, looking for another here. Gets it over top, out in front. Hospital can't get the touch, and Chief will find the clear and save.
Able to push it out. The Aviators bending and should have broke there, but the Hive could not collect. Now Hospital in the corner. Blue Mage Mikey 50ing the player, not the ball. I like it though, separating it, allowing Chief to put something on it, but Novanta collecting it and flipping the field. The Hive have to find something fast, but Blue Mage Mikey, Sleeky, this doesn't make any sense. He's quiet all game, and then he's next to like 45 seconds at the end of the game, he just turns on. He has just this clutch gene that continues to get activated.
That one played straight into the waiting hands of Chief. As we are getting down into the final bits of this game. The Aviators going to be able to take game 3. They're going to go up on series points, and the Hive are going to really have to turn things around going into map 4. Otherwise, they are now at risk of losing in this series.
But Sleep, we are going back to Farmstead.
We are.
That was where they got the win.
That is the rotation that Hive wanted, and it's a rotation that the Hive will get.
Maybe they got the off-road tires on for one more game, and they'll catch the dub there and try and roll that into a game 5 takeaway, winner takes all. So maybe that was the mentality when picking these maps, but I don't know. But the Hive, I don't want to say they have to do something because they're obviously hanging around. They're forcing OTs. They're keeping the games close. The Aviators started to spread out there. They just have to shore up those things.
Yeah, no, they really do. They have to try and make sure through some way that they can continue to get these passes off to each other. The Hive looked really, really good in that game, too, when they were last on Farmstead. They're heading back now, and maybe they can channel in that mojo to try and make something happen here because it's series point for the Aviators, and they want to have a good start to the season, especially as the home team.
Well, you know, it's not really a true home field advantage, but maybe there is when you get to pick the stadiums like this. So they're going to a place, hopefully they're comfortable. And you talked about maybe they'd practice here on Rivals Arena. They needed a little bit more. They're 0-2 there. And so they're coming back to their comfort spot, getting a little bit gritty and dirty here. So they just have to step up and find a way not only to get a lead. I want to see them get 2 ahead so that way they can play with a bit of a cushion.
Yeah, I want to see what they can do here to try and make this series back competitive because I want this Game 5, like you mentioned earlier, to mean something. I want to go into it with a storyline on the board. But we'll see what happens. We have 5 minutes of Rocket League. We've got 0-0 on the scoreline, and we'll see what these two teams can do to try and stake their claim here in week number 1.
Well, trying to stake their claim is the Aviators coming out with physical play. Got one, got two, got three. You're kidding me, Mikey? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Blue Mage Mikey just starting off with a bang. Hits it over Hospital Ball, the follow-up over Novanta. And just like that, the Aviators taking off to a 1-0 lead.
I mean, that's a way to start it. Just try and put your flag down immediately. Mikey saying, I will do it now, and try to put the Hive and this series away to just make that game 5 just more sweet for us as the Aviators. But Hospital Ball have to find something here, but they have a ton of time. It's only 4 minutes in. It's only about 4 minutes and 20 seconds in.
This one up for it again. It'll be one-hand medic looking to try and make their way farther downfield. It's a clear back the other way from Jacob. Hospital playing it off the back wall. Looking for a follow as it's played over to the left side. Hospital cut off by Blue Mage Mikey. One-hand medic. Novanta trying to way back in defense. It's a miss from Chief. Novanta, though, can't find the touch either. As it comes out of the corner again, pop up. Novanta looking, trying to make it in time, but Chief's shot just a bit high. An excellent opportunity. Hospital was a miss, but one-hand medic there to bail her out.
Oh, a great job of bailing a teammate out as one-hand medic trying to bail the Hive out of a 1-goal deficit here. Chief, 50 hard there. Hospital Ball puts it in.
And that is a great way for the Hive to get back level in this one. Hospital just able to beat Chief, gets enough height on it to make her way around everyone. And now with the Hive back level, maybe they have some gusto to go into the rest of this game.
Hopefully so. A nice kickoff there from one hand, but Chief collecting it, looking up to Jacob, but only when he finds his Hospital Ball.
Back out in front again. Another clear down to the right side from Chief. To play into the corner. Another clear down from one-hand medic. This one from Blue Mage Mikey towards the back wall. Off of it from Hospital. She's able to play it in. Be down this left side. Chief getting bumped off of it. One-hand medic again. Able to pick that one up. Jacob and Chief collide over. It'll be Hospital Ball trying to play it back in the mid. She gets taken out of the play. Novanta was up in the air, but too far underneath and gets a hit that sends it high. Can one-hand medic find the double? Almost!
You gotta be kidding me, one-hand medic. Trying to find it there. All the Hive are up, though. Mikey tries to get on it, but Hospital doing just enough to deny that quick counter-attack. Jacob trying to find it here, prodding along on the sidewall. A nice touch there. It's rolling in front of that. Hospital has to stand tall. That's a very dangerous ball, but Blue Mage Mikey is going to put it in again.
Yeah, that's just another great play into the corner. Hospital off of the post, and then Blue Mage Mikey following it up, able to get that beat out in front. One-hand medic can't get the touch in time, and it'll be the Aviators taking a 1-goal lead, up 2-1 with 2:30 left to go in the game.
They're feeling very comfortable right now as Jacob trying to extend the lead off that touch, but not enough there. Rotating back, waiting for Chief here to collect on the sidewall. Hospital Ball trying to get up to it, but a little bit too overzealous there. That Finnick not reaching far enough. One-hand medic getting a nice double off the wall there, but they need to see what comes of it. Blue Mage Mikey trying to turn it the other way. Chief and company just waiting patiently here on this back line, just trying to kill this block.
It's another clear downfield, a good touch from one-hand medic. The follow-up, looking for the drop, had the opportunity, but too much power in. It goes a bit high. Blue Mage Mikey down this left side of the field. It'll be a turn from Novanta. He looks to try and cut the cross. Another play over to the left side. Hospital Ball with the pinch forward. This one will come towards the back wall. Chief playing it down again. It's a miss from one-hand medic. Novanta able to keep the pressure forward. A great pass back out in mid. Novanta, oh, the drop down needed to try and get the shot on. And an excellent opportunity that they just can't follow through with.
That was a big-time pass there from one-hand. Chief a little bit too overzealous. Oh, that dominance threw it just too high. The near post was begging there, but he could not find it. Now Jacob throwing it off the sidewall. Hospital Ball got a big bump. Novanta, an open net, and you can't get back in time, and that is how this game gets tied.
Yeah, Novanta just getting a great little touch here. Gets the turn. Hospital Ball with an absolutely monumental bump. It plays Chief away, and that's why he wasn't able to catch up to the ball. I didn't even see that in real time. Yep. And she really, even though Novanta gets an accurate touch, she really the player to award with the majority of why that goal goes in, because the clearing of the net so massive.
Hospital ball trying to set up Novanta again, though. A beautiful touch on the rear of that Finnick. It drops down. Novanta, though, denied on the goal line. Mikey now has to beat one, beats two, trying to beat a third here. He's going to get the touch over one, gets the bump on Novanta. It's bouncing off the sidewall. Beat two there. Jacobs up the salt touch. No, he can't get to it, but the ball is still dangerous. It's floating in front of the Hive net with only 40 seconds left.
That's another clear now over to the left side. Jacob with the turn. Novanta unable to get the touch underneath. Will be a follow-up to the right side. Hospital looking to pick this up and send it down the field. 30 seconds left to play. Will be a great touch from one-hand Medic into the corner. Blue Mage with the clear, but Novanta back for defense. It was send it off the side wall, but Jacob might be there. The pass is inadvertent, and Novanta unfortunately giving it right into the waiting hands of Jacob, who scores to put the Aviators in the lead.
Novanta's going to want that one back, Sleegy. It just went a little bit too far off of that hitbox and then off of the sidewall. Jacob has been aerial all night and has not found one they wanted, but that time, this could be the put-away goal that they need, and only 10 seconds left. The Hive have to find something fast.
Oh, Hospital looking to try and follow that one up. One-hand Medic back in the middle field. Novanta, oh no! Had the net to himself, but could not get the shot on target. It goes wide, or high, off the bar. And the Hive, seconds away from an overtime, drop game number 4, and now need to try and take 5 to at least get this series in a 3-2 situation.
Well, a beautiful showing from the Aviators. Once again, I hate to say it so many times, but they did enough, Sleeky. They just held Blue Mage Mikey with 2 big goals to get him out ahead. And then Jacob putting the dagger, not only in the hearts of the Hive, but any of the Hive fan out there. So very unfortunate. Novanta in the right place, in the right time. Just a couple of missed touches or miscues, and this game is different. So, you know, a lot of goods coming from this. The Hive are looking a lot tighter. They're rotating better. They're passing better. They just need to finish.
Yeah, and you know, I don't bring out the car much, but it's been one thing that I've been noticing from the Hive is when they're going for these touches on the ball, they're getting really underneath on their hits, and it's why we're seeing them get high. When they're going up, they need to tilt their car either to be level or to try and get something over top, because they're hitting it at this lower 45-degree angle, and it's shooting the ball tall. If Novanta gets a perfect 90-degree hit, he slams that one in, and we're commentating in overtime right now, but instead, it's just such a slight adjustment, unable to get underneath. The Hive can't finish it, but they still have a chance here to recoup their losses a little bit in game number 5.
I'm incredibly jealous. I don't have any octane to do physical props with him. That's awesome, man. I saw it earlier, but it's just unfortunate. You talk about it, just the little things, Sleegy, and that is what will make the differences here. And right now, the Aviators have just done enough. They've done the little things right, and they're trying to collect not only their series win, but get a 4-1 at that.
Well, we'll see what the Aviators can do. They're trying to close out the series with a bang. Meanwhile, the Hive are going to look to try and buzz their way to at least a 2-3 loss. So it'll be cheap. Over to the right side, falling straight back down. Now, down again, Jacob downfield, one-hand Medic able to clear it over to the left side. It's Chief with possession, looking to play it in. It's a miss from Hospital ball, one-hand Medic able to clear it over. And Jacob into the sidewall again, looking for one more. It's a great save from one-hand Medic at the last second as Novanta finds a good 50 back in the midfield. There'll be a play down from Blue Mage Mikey. Off the ceiling, one-hand Medic can't find it. Novanta up in the air, and that's another big clear from Jacob.
Well, right now, just kind of trading possessions like we've seen off and on in this series, but no one capitalizing on it. And so it's been an adjustment for both of these teams. You want to say lack of offense, but it's been the more prevalence of defense from both these squads, doing a good job of the second and third to find those touches and deny it and not allow good shooting opportunities.
Well, this one falling back out in the midfield. It's a good pickup from Hospital. Can she get the follow through? She gets caught up a little bit on that side corner. Novanta with control, looking to cut it back around. It's over to the side wall again. Hospital to the side. Be a pickup here. One-hand medic off the backboard. Follow through from Novanta off the post. And that's another accidental miss. A close opportunity, but no finish coming through.
Close, but unfortunately, this is neither horseshoes nor hand grenades, Sleeky, so close doesn't cut it. And that has just been the margin of error right now. The Hive still tied, but Novanta gets denied again, and again. Novanta's coming knocking. At some point, he's going to knock this wall down, Sleeky, but he just cannot break through.
No, he can't. It's one-hand medic again to the side wall, looking for the pass to Blue Mage Mike. As it comes back out, who's middle ball with the giveaway? It'll be Blue Mage Mike to clear it off, but it's not a powerful touch. A kill in midfield. Who's middle playing back over to the side. It'll be another pop-up there. Chief, no touch, back to the mid, one-hand medic, but there's no support from the Hive. That's a big demo, but Novanta, no boost. Trying to recover to get set back. It's a pass back to who's middle, but she can't get it on target. One-hand Mike, or medic, I should say, still way back. It's another shot towards, but unable to get it on.
That's like a twos team we need to have in like a collaborative team tournament, one-handed Mike. But it's very close here. The Hive knocking around, just trying to find it here. Novanta trying to get a bump there. Mikey now, one-on-one, one-on-two. We've seen him win these a couple of times and not able to get it past that final defender. Chief looking for Jacob. It's actually a really good ball throwing it on the ceiling, but Jacob not ready for it. Back whipping there. A little bit too overzealous. Here's the ball collecting at the Hive with a counterattack opportunity. But never mind, it's back and forth. Mikey, one more to beat. The soft touch, Novanta too overzealous. He can't get there in time though. Mikey can't finish it. A big save. Novanta comes back when it matters.
And Novanta with the pull shot save the demo out in front. Can who's middle ball finish it? Almost. Chief able to cut across and get a big boy save. And we still remain at 0-0 here. A minute and 20 left to go. And it is getting spicy here in game 5.
Good man. It's starting to heat up, Sleegy. Not only is the pace starting to heat up, so are the demos and the bumps and the physicality from both of these squads. Somebody is going to break, but neither of these teams want to give an inch right now.
So over to the right side again. Who's middle ball with the whiff? Demo coming through from one-hand medic. Another miss, a couple more whiffs in midfield as the team starting to panic a little bit. This 0-0 game really coming down to the wire. Could very well be a golden goal here for whoever scores the next one. As it comes back out, Chief gone out of position, but still able to find the touch. Jacob on target and will get the first on the board.
A great job there, Jacob to Chief, Chief to Jacob with the backflip on the dominance, just the 1-2-1. Beautiful execution.
That's absolutely incredible. Sending it over to the right side, and just like that, the Aviators on the cusp of taking a 4-1 victory over top the Hive. As it'll be a play away, Chief able to keep it in the air. It's actually got a good trajectory, almost. If it had been a little bit farther left, that one sinks into the back of the net.
Just a little bit further left with the Hive now with a counterattack opportunity, but Mikey, I swear his points will never tell the story because when the game matters, Mikey has made so many clutch plays, a ton of get 50s, a couple of big saves, and that one overtime goal, mind you. Chief now throwing up the sidewall, just trying to control it. Hospital beat by Mikey, none other again. Now the ball at 2-1, Novanta throwing it up. Hospital can't get there, and it falls, Sleegy.
And falls, and so do the Hive. 4-1 is what this series will end off on, but you would not believe how close this series was if you were only looking at that series score. Both of these teams were fighting down to the bitter end, and it felt like the Hive just one step behind each and every game except for that game 2. And if a couple of things go differently, they get a couple of, better hits, it could completely change the landscape of this series.
Well, Sleegy, I'm going to tell it straight up, Sleegy. You're going to watch this film as the Hive, and you're going to either see one of two things. You're either going to see it very bad because there were some miscues, or you're going to see it very good because there were so many opportunities that were unfortunately turned away. The Hive did everything. They pushed, they pulled, they fought tooth and nail. They just could not get it done in the end. And then the Aviators did a lot of the same things, but they were able to capitalize. So both of these teams doing a lot of similar things. It's just about finishing.
Yeah, and the Hive, I mean, a lot of good to take away from the series. It's only week 1, still 11 more weeks to go, so no reason to get down on yourselves this early. You look good against what was arguably a very on-form Aviators side. I mean, like you said, they're finishing on a lot of these opportunities. Absolutely the reason that they were able to take this win. So plenty to learn from both sides, but that is going to do it for us here this evening. Again, the Hive falling to the Aviators 1-4, and that's all the Rocket League we have for you here tonight. We'll be back tomorrow here on the main stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to check out all of the action on the secondary stream over at MLE Esports GG2. That coverage beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern. And every single weekend here as we go through Season 12, the inaugural Season of Threes. Get in, have some fun. It's a great place to learn. You don't need a team. It is a draft league. We're currently in free agency, so if you join now, you're easily able to get picked up. There's a lot of roster moves that happen throughout the season as teams trade, drop players, players rank into the higher leagues. There's always an option to get in, but either way, there's always fun games going on, so you'll want to be sure to check it out. But until tomorrow, have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you on the next one.